Hey guys, so what I'm doing today in this video is going over a couple of the different concepts that you are going to see in your pop quiz today. So first let's start with some common denominators. So when I go to subtract, the first thing I'm going to ask myself is, are my denominators the same? And the answer is going to be no. So then I go to my second question. Can I turn that smaller denominator, that 2, into a 5 by multiplying? That answer is also going to be no, so I have to multiply them together. 2 times 5 is 10, so that is going to be my new denominator. But since I changed the denominator, I also have to change the numerator. 2 times what gives me 10? It's going to be 5. So if I multiply the denominator, I have to multiply the numerator. So my new fraction from 1/2 becomes 5/10. I'm going to go down to the bottom fraction. 5 times what gives me 10? It's going to be 2. If I multiply the denominator, I have to multiply the numerator. 1 times 2 is 2. So now I'm going to subtract. 5 minus 2 is 3. Always keep my denominators the same. 5 minus 2 of my whole numbers is going to give me 3. So my answer is 3 and 3/10. Remember, we're not changing the denominators because we're not changing the size of the pieces. We're just changing the amount that we have. 5 minus 2, so we're left with 3/10. Come over here. All right, so I'm looking at my denominators. They're not the same. So I'm going to ask myself, can I turn that smaller denominator into the bigger one by multiplying? I can't turn a 4 into a 5 by multiplying. So I have to multiply them together. 4 times 5 gives me 20. And again, I have to change my numerators as well. 4 times what gives me 20? Multiply that by 5. If I do that to the bottom, I also have to do that to the top. 1 times 5 is 5. I come down here. 5 times what gives me 20? And it's going to be a 4. Multiply that by 4. Then I also have to do this to the top. Multiply this by 4. All right, 2 times 4 gives me 8. So now, because I'm adding, I can add those top numerators together, but always remember, keep your denominators the same. 5 plus 8 is going to give me 13, and 7 plus 2 is going to give me 9. So my final answer is 9 and 13/20. All right, these are the problems that we did yesterday. So we're going to go through and do a couple more today. All right, so I have 3/5 of 15. Okay, so we talked about taking my 15 and dividing it by the denominator. 15 divided by 5 is going to give me 3. Now I'm going to take that 3 and I'm going to multiply it by the numerator. 3 times 3 equals 9. And that is going to be my final answer. Moving on. I have 2/6 of 36. I'm going to take 36 and I'm going to divide it by 6. 36 divided by 6 is 6. Then I'm going to take that and multiply that by the numerator. 6 times 2 is 12. So 2/6 of 36 is 12. Come down here. I want 1/3 of 9. So I'm going to take my 9, and really what I'm doing here is I am putting it into 3 groups. My 9. And yesterday when we talked about it, we had baby carrots as our examples. Okay, so I have 9 baby carrots. So I want 1/3 of them. So I'm going to take 9 and I'm going to divide it by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So within my 3 different groups here, I have 3 baby carrots in this group, 3 baby carrots in this group, and 3 baby carrots in that group. So I have 3 groups. Now the top number, that numerator, tells me how many groups I want, and I want just one of them. So 3 times 1 is going to give me 3, which is your answer right down here as well. So now when we look at this next problem, which is number 6, it's the same problem, except I want 2 groups of that 9. So if I look at my work over here, okay, I have selected in red 1 group for problem 5, but for problem 6, I want 2 groups. So if I want 2 groups, now how many baby carrots do I have? And my answer would be 6. Again, I'm going to show you from the method that we used yesterday, but that's just how it looks like in a picture form. So 9 divided by 3, 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 3 times 2 equals 6. All right, and have a wonderful day. When you're done with this video, make sure that you've copied down all the notes. If you need to pause the video and go back and copy down the notes, you can do that too. And I will see you guys on